go through the transport and logistics. So members include, if you're working in the shipping industry, if you're working in clearing and forwarding, if you're working in customs, if you are a trader importing and exporting, if you're in warehousing, if you're in transport industry, you're a procurement manager somewhere, and you are working in KEBS, port authorities, KEFIS, Kenya Association of Manufacturers, IATA, FIATA, at the airport, warehousing, distribution, you are a member of this group. Clap for yourself, because all of you are members. And thank you, Papa. I'll be quick. And how many of you are in customs? KRA, customs. Nobody. Kenya Post Authority, airport. Kenya Bureau of Standards, clearing and forwarding, procurement. Okay. So first slide, please. Please, first slide. First slide, the first one, please. Okay, so these are some of the modes of transport. This one here is pipeline, moving liquids like petroleum products, this one here. And then this one here is by railway. And then this one here is by courier. And then this one here is by sea, ocean. And this one here is loose container transportation, where you have 1 box, 2 box, cannot fill a container, then you bring it as a loose cargo by sea. Then these are some of the containers, and this is by air. And then this is by road. So those are some of the modes of transportation. And today we will look at the import process. Go to the third slide, please. Third slide. Okay, so transportation focuses on the movement of goods from one place to another, while logistics encompasses all of it from end to end. And today we'll talk about the import process into Kenya or East Africa. Next slide. So we will summarize. So this is one mode of transportation by ocean. So for you to move your cargo from maybe China or Europe or USA or any other part of the world, you need to look at, in your location, what is demanded. Which kind of cargo, goods are demanded. So look at the study of demand and supply. So then you identify the commodity that is highly demanded. And then you visit the lawyers. You visit the lawyers, and then you do your business plan proposal. You look at the destiny helpers who can help you with the capital. And then get your business premises. Of course, look at the people in insurance to actually incorporate them into your business. Look at the lawyers when you are starting the business so that you are in a clean sheet. So register the company through the lawyers, of course, and then set a team, employ, create employment, okay? Employ customer service, like Mona Lisa, who will drive your company forward, okay? Then get the procurement team into place. Those who will go and do foreign purchase orders, source for the particular supplier who is giving quality cargo that you want to sell. And then appoint a clearing and forwarding firm, like, for example, CMA, CGM, Maersk Line, DB Schenker, Quellenagel, DHL, Civil Logistics. All those are clearing and forwarding agents licensed by Kenya Revenue Authority or Tanzania Revenue Authority, whichever country you want to import into. Then prepare what is called an import declaration form. You give the purchase order and the pro forma invoice to the clearing agent who will do for you online the import declaration form. This is sent to your supplier who is in the purchase order. To do what? To actually prepare the goods and do pre-shipment verification for conformity. That is a process for checking the quality of the goods, so that you don't bring goods which are of low quality into the country. They'll be rejected, they'll be banned. Okay? So once you do the pre-shipment inspection process, then you get a certificate called Certificate of Conformity that declares that the goods you're bringing are of high quality and you're safe. Make sure you ensure every cargo that you are importing, every cargo that you are buying, make sure you import. And make sure when you're dealing with any supplier, make sure you vet them, make sure you verify them. You can do this through the bank, through an insurance company, and through the lawyers. Okay? Are we together? Okay, so once the goods are ready, inspected, and have passed the test, the quality test, then the clearing agent will book a container. Will book a container and give the booking confirmation to the shipper, who will in turn get the empty container into their premises, into the warehouse, and the ready goods in cartons will be packed inside the container and sealed in the presence of the quality surveyor, like SGS, quality surveyors, Bureau Veritas. They'll seal the container, and even the custom officials in China or at origin will be present to seal the container. Then after that, you do what is called the export custom clearance at the origin country. Once they pass the documentation and the container or your cartons, even if they're coming by air, are in order, passed by customs, passed by the port stakeholders, then they'll be loaded inside a ship. For example, inside an aircraft like KLM, British Cargo, KQ, and all those, whichever the mode you've chosen. Okay, so now what will you be issued with? You'll be issued with a document of title called a bill of lading. Say bill of lading. That is a very important document that you need to have as an importer. That gives you the receipt, the ownership of the goods that you are importing. And make sure you meet the bankers to give you the sure way of making payment to the supplier so that you don't lose your money. Some suppliers are scriptlers. Okay? So make sure you can use letter of credit. You can use payment against document. So this is the document that you have to see in order to make a payment to your supplier. Now, the goods are secured inside a ship. You're using major shipping lines like CMA CGM, Maersk Line. So your cargo is secured. If maybe there's an accident in the ocean and they are thrown out like, who was thrown out? Jonah. They are thrown out like Jonah. You met insurance before you started. They are insured. You'll be paid. Okay? Then pay for the goods according to your negotiation with the supplier and advice from the lawyers and advice from your bankers, okay? Once you get the bill of lading, okay? So your forwarder who you appointed will track the cargo from the port of loading to the port of destination. Once the cargo arrives, then there are documents that we will look at in the next slide. You clear it. And then once the clearance process is complete, you deliver it to your premises, and then you sell it to get back your money with a profit. And then you start over again, okay? Next slide, please. Okay, let me give you the capacity of the ports that we have in Kenya, like, for example, JKIA. JKIA is being considered as the best port, the leading airport in the continent of Africa. Clap for JKIA. The capacity at JKIA is 3.6 million tons of cargo. That's the capacity of JKIA. There is no airport in Africa that has that kind of capacity. Then we have Moi International Airport, even without looking at Eldoret Airport, or without looking at Kisumu Airport. Moi itself can handle 2.3 million tons. Say tons. Yes. So we have Port of Mombasa. Port of Mombasa is the best in East Africa, better than the Port of Dar es Salaam. Clap for the Port of Mombasa. When I say TEU, it means 20 equivalent units, like the small container that you normally see on the road. So the Port of Mombasa has got capacity, say capacity, to handle 2.1 million TEUs. Yeah? And then now it is even handling 1.5. So there's still more capacity. Praise the Lord. Then we have ICD, Inland Container Depot in Nairobi. So SGR, the China Railway. Okay? Clap for the Chinese. They made us SGR that can transport 20,952 TEUs per month from Mombasa to ICD Embakasi, near you here, whereby you can even go in and check how the contents of the container are, whether they are safe. Okay, if they are not safe, insurance is there to pay you. Next slide. Okay, summary. You need a clearing and forwarding agent for you to import the goods that you're getting from your supplier. You need them so that you can sleep without heart attack, because a lot of money is going to be pampered into this, a lot of cash. So you need bankers so that you are sure you are paying your supplier, the right supplier, and not a fraudulent person. You need a banker, and you need lawyers. You need lawyers to sue them. Okay? And then you need insurance people. How many are working in the insurance industry? You need insurance guys like Pastor Leah, Pastor Susan. You need insurance guys like her to insure your cargo. In case of theft, in case of fire in the high seas, then you'll be paid the cost of the goods, the insurance cost, and the freight cost. The freight is the fare you pay for moving cargo from one place to another. Then you need Kenya Revenue Authority. They have a custom tariff whereby they look, when you are importing biscuits, they look biscuits. What is the import duty rate for biscuits? What is the VAT rate for biscuits? What is the excise duty rate for biscuits? Then they'll put it in a document called a custom entry. Then they'll pass it. Once they approve it, then you have Kenya Bureau of Standards who will look at whether you have quality of standards through a document called Certificate of Conformity. Then you have government bodies who are permitting you to import food. You have to give that permit to them. And you have the port police who will look, are you importing cocaine and concealing it as buskus? The port police will check inside your container, and if it is cocaine, then you'll be arrested for life. You need the judge to judge you and imprison you for that. Praise the Lord. Okay, question and answers.